If you think your Instant Pot is only good for chili and yogurt, you have never seen what Indian home cooks can do with it. Kitchens across Punjab, Kerala, and Gujarat have quietly adapted generations of slow-cooked wisdom into this one appliance, cutting hours of simmering down to minutes without losing an ounce of flavor. Today, you are counting down 31 Instant Pot tricks straight from Indian kitchens that will genuinely blow your mind. Stay until the end, because number 1 ties every single trick on this list together into one system you will use forever. 31. Dal in 10 minutes. No babysitting required. Most people plan an entire evening around a pot of tur dal, standing close by and stirring so it never scorches on the bottom. You add 1 cup tur dal and 3 cups water to the pot. Stir in half a teaspoon turmeric and 1 tablespoon ghee. Then pressure cook on high for 10 minutes with a natural release. Sustained pressure breaks the lentil's cell walls down through rapid starch gelatinization, softening it into a smooth mash far faster than an open pot ever could. Home cooks across Gujarat treat a properly cooked dal as the daily foundation of the entire thali. What comes out is silky, golden, and completely lump-free. 30. Perfect basmati. With every grain. Separate. Basmati turns gummy fast when the ratio or timing is even slightly off. Punjabi households have relied on getting this exact balance right for generations, since a sticky pot of rice at a family meal is considered a real mistake. You rinse 2 cups basmati until the water runs clear. Add 2.5 cups water and 1 teaspoon salt. Pressure cook on high for 5 minutes with a 10-minute natural release. The precise water ratio limits excess starch gelatinization on the surface of each grain, keeping them from clumping together as they cool. What lifts out of the pot is fluffy, fragrant, and separated down to the very last grain. 29. Skip the overnight soak for chickpeas. Completely. Most people plan a full day ahead just to remember to soak chickpeas in a bowl of water. You skip that entirely by adding 2 cups dried chickpeas and 6 cups water directly to the pot. Then pressure cooking on high for 40 minutes with a natural release. Sustained pressure accelerates hydration, forcing water into the dried legume's tough outer hull far faster than soaking at room temperature ever could. Cooks across Rajasthan making chickpea-based dishes for large family gatherings have used this exact shortcut to skip a full day of prep. What results is tender, evenly cooked chickpeas ready to season the moment they are drained. 28. Cook dal and rice. Together, using the pot-in-pot method. South Indian households steaming multiple dishes in stacked tiffin carriers have used this same layered logic for decades. Most people assume the Instant Pot can only handle 1 dish at a time, missing an entire layer of what it can actually do. You place 1 cup water in the bottom of the pot and set a trivet on top. Place a steel bowl with your rice on the trivet while your dal cooks directly below in the main liquid. The steam circulating around the raised bowl transfers heat through gentle convection, cooking the rice evenly without it ever touching the boiling dal underneath. 2 dishes finished together, each fully cooked and completely separate in flavor. 27. Real homemade curd. Using the yogurt. Setting. Steady, sustained warmth accelerates the fermentation of lactic acid bacteria far more reliably than a countertop exposed to shifting room temperature. Grandmothers across Maharashtra have set curd this exact way for generations, just without a machine holding the heat steady for them. Most people leave a bowl of milk and starter culture on the kitchen counter overnight, hoping the room stays warm enough to set properly. You warm 4 cups whole milk to lukewarm and stir in 2 tablespoons of curd as starter. Use the yogurt function set to a low, consistent temperature for 8 hours. What sets in the bowl is thick, tangy, and perfectly smooth every single time. 26. Hard-boiled eggs. That peel. In seconds. Flat home cooks across Kerala. Prepping egg curry for a crowd have always looked for a faster way to peel a full dozen, without losing half the white to the shell. You place 6 eggs directly in the steam basket and add 1 cup water to the pot. Cook on high pressure for 5 minutes with a 5-minute natural release before an ice bath. The sudden pressure change causes the egg's inner membrane to separate cleanly from the shell through rapid contraction as it cools. Most people boil eggs the old way and fight the shell for a full minute per egg. What lands on the cutting board is a perfectly round egg with a smooth, unbroken surface every single time. 25. Sambar. In one pot, no separate tempering pan. Most people build tadka in a separate small pan. Then pour it over finished sambar and dirty a second dish for no real reason. You use the sauté function to heat 2 tablespoons ghee, add 1 teaspoon mustard seeds, and let them pop for 30 seconds. Stir in 4 curry leaves and 2 dried red chilies, cooking 30 seconds more. Then add 2 cups tur dal and 4 cups water. Pressure cooking on high for 8 minutes. Stir in 1 cup chopped vegetables right at the end. The direct heat triggers rapid volatilization of the mustard seeds' aromatic oils, releasing their full flavor into the ghee before anything else goes in. Households across Tamil Nadu, building sambar as a daily staple, have always started with tempering first, not last. What comes out is deeply aromatic, tangy, and layered from the very first spoonful. 24. Butter chicken. Without hours of simmering. Punjabi restaurant kitchens across Delhi building this dish nightly have always judged it by how smooth and rich the gravy turns out, never by how long it sat on the stove. Sustained pressure accelerates the breakdown of pectin in the tomato's cell walls, softening everything into a smooth puree far faster than a slow simmer could manage. You sauté 1 chopped onion and 4 cloves garlic in 2 tablespoons butter. Add 4 chopped tomatoes and 1 tablespoon ginger paste. Then stir in 1 tablespoon garam masala. Pressure cook on high for 8 minutes. Then blend smooth and stir in half a cup cream. Most people assume a proper butter chicken gravy needs at least an hour of stovetop reduction to taste right. The sauce that results is velvety, rich, and deeply orange in every single spoonful. Stick around because number 12 is coming up. And it solves a headache almost every home cook runs into the moment sweet and savory dishes end up sharing the same pot. 23. Biryani. Without the layering anxiety. Most people spend 20 minutes carefully layering rice and meat, terrified the bottom will scorch before the top even steams through. You marinate 1.5 pounds chicken in yogurt and biryani masala, then place it in the pot. Set a trivet on top holding a steel bowl with 2 cups soaked basmati and 2.5 cups water. Pressure cook on high for 6 minutes with a natural release. The raised bowl lets rice cook through steady convection while the chicken braises directly below, so neither dish ever risks direct contact with scorching heat. Home cooks across Hyderabad, perfecting dum biryani, have always protected the rice from direct flame using a sealed pot and gentle steam. What lifts out is fragrant, fluffy rice sitting over chicken that is tender and deeply spiced. 22. Idli batter. That actually ferments in a cold kitchen households. Across Tamil Nadu, depending on a properly risen batter for breakfast, have fought this exact cold weather problem for generations. You grind 2 cups idli rice and 1 cup urad dal into a smooth batter. Place the bowl inside the pot using the keep warm setting, which holds a steady low temperature for 8 hours. Most people leave idli batter out overnight, only to find it barely risen the next morning once the kitchen turns cold. That constant, gentle warmth speeds the natural fermentation of wild yeasts and bacteria far more reliably than a countertop exposed to shifting overnight temperatures. What rises in the bowl is light, airy, and full of tiny bubbles ready for the steamer. 21. Rajma, that tastes like it. Simmered all day. Sustained pressure forces water deep into the kidney bean's dense starch structure, breaking it down through rapid hydration that a slow simmer takes hours to match. Most people leave rajma on a low flame all afternoon, lifting the lid again and again just to see how far along it is. You soak 2 cups kidney beans for 30 minutes, then add them to the pot with 6 cups water. Stir in 1 chopped onion and 2 tablespoons rajma masala. Then pressure cook on high for 35 minutes with a natural release. Punjabi households serving rajma chawal as a Sunday staple have always judged the dish by how thick and clinging the gravy turns out. What lands in your bowl is rich, deeply spiced, and thick enough to coat every grain of rice beside it. 20. Mutton yakhni broth. Ready in under 2 hours. Kashmiri households simmering yakhni, as the base for their signature dishes, have always treated a full day on the stove as simply part of the process. Most people give up on homemade mutton broth entirely, assuming it demands too much time to ever be worth attempting at home. You add 2 pounds mutton bones and trim to the pot with 8 cups water. Stir in 2 bay leaves and 4 whole cardamom pods. Then, pressure cook on high for 90 minutes with a full natural release. The extended pressure drives collagen out of the bones through rapid hydrolysis far faster than gentle stovetop simmering ever manages. The broth that results is pale, deeply aromatic, and rich enough to coat a spoon. 19. Perfectly steamed dokla. Without a separate steamer. Most people assume a proper dokla needs a dedicated steamer basket set over a wide pot on the stove. You whisk 1 cup gram flour with 1 cup yogurt. Stir in half a teaspoon turmeric and 1 packet fruit salt to form a smooth batter. Pour it into a greased cake pan. Set it on a trivet over 1 cup water and steam on high pressure for 15 minutes. The fruit salt's rapid release of carbon dioxide bubbles gets trapped inside the batter the instant it hits steady steam, giving the sponge its signature airy rise. Gujarati households serving dokla as a daily tiffin staple have relied on that same steady steam for generations, machine or not. What comes out of the pan is light, spongy, and impossibly soft. 18. The deglaze rule. That stops the burn. Notice cold. Any browned bits left stuck to the bottom of the pot increase the risk of a burn notice, since tomato and dairy compounds have poor solubility once the lid seals and heat concentrates at the base. Most people skip this step entirely, assuming the sealed lid alone will protect the base from scorching once cooking begins. Before sealing any tomato or dairy-heavy gravy, you pour in a splash of water and scrape the bottom firmly with a wooden spoon until it feels completely smooth. Home cooks across Delhi, building butter chicken and paneer. Gravies nightly treat this scrape as a basic, non-negotiable habit before the lid ever goes on. The base of the pot stays completely clean, and the finished gravy comes out smooth and evenly blended. 17. Natural release versus quick release, and when each one matters. Most people release pressure the same way every time, regardless of what is actually cooking inside the pot. For tender proteins like fish, paneer, and vegetables, you always use a quick release the moment cooking finishes. For tougher cuts like goat, mutton, and dense legumes, you let the pressure drop on its own over 15 to 20 minutes instead. A sudden pressure drop triggers rapid coagulation in delicate proteins, tightening them fast and squeezing out moisture that a slower drop would have preserved. Cooks across Kerala working with both delicate seafood and tough mutton cuts in the same week have always matched their release timing to the ingredient itself. Getting this one rule right is the difference between a dish that turns out tender and one that turns out tough and dry. We're at the halfway point. If this list has been useful so far, hit subscribe now, because the tricks from here to the top only get better. 16. Khichdi as a fast, complete comfort meal. Bengali households turning to khichdi as the go-to comfort food during monsoon season have always valued how little effort it takes for how much it delivers. You combine 1 cup rice with half a cup split moong dal and 4 cups water. Stir in half a teaspoon turmeric and 1 tablespoon ghee. Then pressure cook on high for 6 minutes with a natural release. Sustained pressure gelatinizes the starch in both the rice and lentils at the same rate, binding them into one soft, cohesive texture instead of 2 separate components. Most people cook rice and dal separately, then mix them together after the fact and lose that same creamy consistency. What lands in your bowl is soft, warm, and comforting in every single spoonful. 15. Paneer. That stays soft, never rubbery. Most people simmer paneer hard in a bubbling gravy, then wonder why the cubes turn chewy and tough by the time the dish is done. You add cubed paneer to the pot only during the final 2 minutes of cooking, using low pressure so the surrounding gravy stays at a gentle simmer rather than a rolling boil. Excess heat over time triggers rapid protein contraction within the cheese, squeezing out moisture and leaving it dense and rubbery. Home cooks across Punjab building paneer-based curries for a crowd have always added the cheese last, treating it as too delicate for a long cook. What lands on the plate is soft, tender, and melting slightly at the edges. 14. Chai. Concentrate made in bulk for the whole week households. Across Mumbai, running a busy morning routine have always kept a strong base ready to stretch across several cups. Most people brew a fresh pot of chai every single morning, standing over the stove watching milk before work even starts. You use the sauté function to simmer 4 cups water with 2 tablespoons loose black tea. Add 6 whole cardamom pods and 1-inch ginger. Stir in 2 cinnamon sticks and simmer for 10 minutes. Then strain and store the concentrate in the fridge. Sustained direct heat pulls the tea's tannins into the water through steady extraction, building a concentrate strong enough to hold up once milk is added later. What you pour each morning is deeply spiced, dark, and ready in under a minute. 13. Sabzi steamed. Instead of boiled to keep nutrients and color, steam cooks vegetables through gentle, indirect heat, so water-soluble vitamins stay locked inside the cells rather than dissolving out through leaching into a boiling liquid. Home cooks across Maharashtra, preparing a quick daily sabzi, have always favored steaming over boiling for exactly this reason. Most people boil vegetables directly in water, watching the color fade and the nutrients leach straight into the liquid they are about to throw away. You place a trivet in the pot with 1 cup water below. Add 2 cups chopped green beans or carrots to a steamer basket on top, and steam on high pressure for just 1 minute with a quick release. What comes out is bright, crisp, and vividly colored instead of dull and soft. 12. The sealing ring. Split for sweet versus savory dishes. Households across Punjab, preparing both kheer and biryani in the same week, have always kept their cooking vessels separated by flavor, never letting one cross into the other. Most people use a single sealing ring for everything, then wonder why their kheer tastes faintly of last night's curry. You buy a second silicone sealing ring and label one for savory dishes and one for sweet, swapping them depending on what you are cooking. The porous silicone ring absorbs aromatic compounds through gradual absorption over repeated use, holding on to smells from garlic and spice long after the dish itself is gone. Keeping the two completely separate means every dish, sweet or savory, comes out clean and true to its own flavor. 11. Kheer, without scorched milk on the bottom. Most people hover over the stove nervously the entire time kheer cooks, terrified the milk will catch and burn the second they look away. You use the yogurt function's boil setting to simmer 4 cups milk with half a cup rice. Stir in half a cup sugar, then simmer for 20 minutes, stirring only occasionally rather than constantly. That gentle, evenly distributed heat reduces the milk slowly through steady evaporation, instead of the scorching that direct stovetop flame causes at the base. Bengali households serving kheer at every festival gathering have always judged it by how smooth and uncaught the bottom stays. What lands in the bowl is rich, creamy, and completely free of any burnt aftertaste. 10. Doubling a curry batch. Without doubling the time, home cooks across Uttar Pradesh, cooking for large joint family gatherings, have always trusted that a bigger pot of curry does not mean a longer wait at the stove. Pressure cooking time depends on the saturation point of heat reaching the densest ingredient inside, not on the total volume sitting in the pot. Whether you're making a curry for 4 or 12, you keep the liquid ratio and pressure time exactly the same, only adjusting the natural release a few minutes longer for a fuller pot. Most people assume doubling the vegetables or meat automatically means doubling the cook time as well. The result is a fully cooked, evenly tender batch every time, no matter how much you load inside. 9. Hot and sour. Rasam base. Built fast. Most people let tamarind and pepper simmer together for a long stretch, waiting for the flavors to fully develop before the rasam tastes right. You sauté 1 teaspoon mustard seeds and 4 curry leaves in ghee for 30 seconds. Add 2 tablespoons tamarind pulp and 1 teaspoon crushed black pepper, then stir in 4 cups water. Pressure cook on high for 3 minutes with a quick release. Sustained pressure speeds the extraction of tamarind's sour compounds and pepper's pungent oils into the broth far faster than an open simmer allows. Tamil households treating rasam as a daily digestive staple have relied on that same tempering first method for generations. The rasam that results is sharp, peppery, and vividly sour in every spoonful. If you have ever had a burn notice ruin a whole batch of curry, drop a comment right now, because number 8 is going to change how you cook chicken for good. 8. Whole masala. Chicken in 20 minutes. Extended natural release lets the meat continue cooking gently through carryover heat, allowing the proteins to relax slowly instead of tightening the way a sudden release would force. Most people commit an entire Sunday afternoon to a slow roasting chicken, basting it every 15 minutes so the skin never dries out. You rub 1 whole chicken with 2 tablespoons yogurt and 1 tablespoon garam masala. Stir in 1 teaspoon turmeric, then pressure cook on high for 20 minutes with a full natural release. Home cooks across Delhi serving a whole masala chicken as a Sunday centerpiece have always prized meat that pulls straight off the bone without any carving effort. When you lift the bird out, the meat underneath is deeply spiced, tender, and falling straight off the bone. 7. Ghee roasted vegetables. Using the sauté function. First, most people add raw vegetables directly to liquid and seal the lid, skipping the step that actually builds real depth of flavor. You use the sauté function to heat 2 tablespoons ghee, add 2 cups chopped vegetables like cauliflower or carrots, and cook for 3 minutes, stirring occasionally before adding any liquid and sealing. That direct dry heat triggers real caramelization on the surface of the vegetables, developing browned flavors that pressure cooking alone can never replicate once the lid seals. Home cooks across Rajasthan, roasting vegetables in ghee before any liquid touches the pan, have relied on this exact order for generations. What comes out is deeply savory, golden, and rich with roasted flavor. 6. The condensation catch to protect. Thick gravies. Steam. Trapped inside the sealed pot inevitably collects as water droplets on the underside of the lid, gathering more the longer a thick gravy cooks. Most people lift the lid straight up and let that trapped water drip directly back into the dish, thinning out a gravy that should stay rich and clinging. You wipe the underside of the lid with a clean towel immediately after opening, before tilting it away from the pot. Home cooks across Punjab, finishing thick paneer and butter chicken gravies, have always treated excess moisture as the enemy of a properly reduced sauce. What remains in the pot stays exactly as rich and concentrated as intended. 5. Payasam, made rich and smooth, without curdling. Kerala households, preparing payasam for festival gatherings, have always treated a smooth, unbroken pot as the mark of a properly made batch. Coconut milk's fat and protein separate rapidly under high, direct heat, a reaction called curdling that ruins the dish's texture the moment it happens. You add coconut milk and jaggery only during the final 2 minutes using the sauté function on low, stirring gently, rather than boiling it hard alongside everything else. Most people dump coconut milk in early and let it boil along with the rest, then wonder why the payasam looks grainy by the time it is done. What lands in the bowl is silky, rich, and glossy from edge to edge. 4. Whole tandoori-style chicken, finished under the broiler. Most people try to get that smoky, charred tandoori crust entirely inside the sealed pot, ending up with tender meat but pale, unfinished color. You marinate 1 whole chicken in yogurt with 2 tablespoons tandoori masala. Stir in 1 tablespoon lemon juice, then pressure cook on high for 18 minutes. Broil for 6 minutes to finish the skin. That final blast of direct dry heat drives rapid caramelization across the marinade's sugars, building the deep char that a sealed pot alone could never produce. Restaurant kitchens across Punjab, finishing tandoori chicken over live coals, have always relied on that same intense final heat to lock in color. What comes off the broiler is smoky, charred at the edges, and juicy all the way through. Now, these last 3 are the most powerful tricks on this entire list. If you remember nothing else from today, remember these. 3. Goat curry. Tenderized in a fraction of the time. Most people commit an entire weekend afternoon to goat curry, lifting the lid over and over, hoping the meat has softened enough. Sustained pressure breaks down the tough connective tissue in goat meat through accelerated collagen hydrolysis, turning it into soft gelatin far faster than a slow simmer ever could. You sear 2 pounds goat meat, then add 1 chopped onion and 2 tablespoons goat curry masala. Stir in 2 cups water, then pressure cook on high for 35 minutes with a natural release. Households across Kerala serving goat curry as a special occasion centerpiece have always judged the dish by how easily the meat pulls off the bone. What lands on the plate is deeply spiced, fall-apart tender, and rich with reduced gravy. 2. The dual lid. Trick for reducing gravies. After pressure. Cooking. Home cooks across Delhi, managing multiple gravies on 1 stovetop, have always matched the right lid to the right stage of cooking, never relying on 1 tool to do every job. A glass lid lets steam escape freely, encouraging steady reduction of a sauce as liquid cooks off, something the sealed lid's valve is specifically designed to prevent. You use the sealing lid with the valve closed for the pressure cooking stage, then switch to a tempered glass lid whenever a gravy needs to simmer uncovered and thicken afterward. Most people only ever use the sealing lid that comes standard with the pot, missing an entire second stage many curries actually need. Whatever gravy follows comes out perfectly thickened, glossy, and exactly the consistency the dish calls for. 1. The complete pressure timing system that ties every trick together. Home cooks across Punjab, Kerala, and Kashmir, 3 regions with completely different cooking traditions, all rely on the exact same underlying principle once a pressure cooker enters their kitchen. They never guess at timing, they calculate it. Most people set a single default time for every dish and hope for the best, never realizing that real consistency comes from 3 variables working together instead of memorizing dozens of separate recipes. First, match the release type to the ingredient. Tender proteins like fish, paneer, and vegetables always get a quick release. Tough cuts like goat, mutton, and dense legumes always get a natural release. Second, match the liquid ratio to the method. A curry needs just enough liquid to reach halfway up the ingredients. A broth needs enough to fully submerge everything. Third, always sauté your aromatics before sealing. The same rule from earlier on this list, never after. Release type, liquid ratio, sauté first. Apply this system, and every single dish on this list, and every dish you make going forward, comes out exactly as intended. This is the trick that changes everything. If you want one more trick before we go, save the leftover gravy from any curry on this list. Whether it came from the butter chicken in item 24, the rajma in item 21, or the goat curry in item 3. Strain it, skim the fat, and store it in the fridge for up to a week or freeze it in 2-cup portions for up to 3 months. Next time you cook a new curry, use this gravy as your base instead of starting from plain onion and tomato. Then, top it back up with fresh spices and ghee. What starts as one simple curry slowly becomes a base with more depth than any single recipe could build on its own. And that's exactly why we make these videos for you. If today's breakdown helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another guide like this one. We have got more coming your way, from the hidden techniques behind South Indian tiffin cooking to 33 clever pickle and chutney tricks passed down through generations of home cooks. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay efficient, and keep that pot working overtime because the best kitchen shortcuts are usually the ones nobody bothered to tell you about. Drop a comment below with the one instant pot trick from this list you are trying first, and let us see which number wins.